And there goes the husband.
All right, hey guys. Let me adjust my little screen here. I am late. I meant to do this close to an hour ago, but our dinner was much more intensive than I had planned on it being. Once a week we do plated, and it's this meal delivery system that has all your ingredients for a meal in a box and all ready to go, and it's mostly pretty healthy, and it was just a lot more intensive, that recipe tonight, so we were kind of scrambling to get everything done. So tell me where you're from. Where are you from? Do you have anybody from Canada on tonight? Any Canadians? Dayton, Ohio. Who are you from Dayton? Oh, Australia. Texas. And a restaurant. Hi, Michelle. Thank you for the hearts. Okay, so, hi guys. Thanks. I was asked for book recommendations, and I have a lot of book recommendations, and leaders are readers. But the books I have for you tonight, one of them might be a surprise. So I'm going to go through them. And if you have questions, post them. Make sure you copy it so that if I don't answer your question, you can paste it again. If you are on an iPhone or iOS device, you swipe to the right to share. If you're on an Android, you swipe up. Thank you, pink hearts. I love the hearts. Thank you very much. Is anybody new to Periscope? Any new? Like you just started? This is, you haven't done it. That's my husband. He's eating the heart. Oh gosh. Okay, so are anybody new to, a bunch of people say hi. Joan and Michelle for sure. Yeah, scope bombed for sure. What oil is John on? A lot of them. I know I've seen him use Thieves today. Welcome, Queenan28, your first live. Way to go. Okay, so I am a network marketing professional. If you're joining the scope and you have really no idea who I am or what I do, I'm a network marketing professional with Young Living. In Young Living, I'm what they call a diamond, and it's not the tippy top, but it is a full-time or more than a full-time income. It's a pretty good gig. If you're new to Young Living, I'm just going to tell you, don't stop. Don't ever stop, because when you're new, you're pushing that car by yourself, but eventually you have other people pushing with you, and then it turns, like one day, it turns magically into a car that drives itself, and you just have to give it some love and some polish sometimes. And then one day it's like a friggin' yacht, and you're all in, riding, having a good time, and, you know, drinking frankincense water out of wine glasses. So I'm going to talk about a few of my favorite resources. Thank you. I'm going to talk about a few of my favorite resources, and one is a pretty common business building tool, and it is Darren Hardy, and he is the editor of Success Magazine, and he wrote The Compound Effect, and you can also get it on audio CD for your drives. And he talks a lot about the little choices we make every day adding up to be big choices. It's not about one magic thing. It's not about having, you know, the perfect closing line or having the most magnetic personality, although that helps. Yes, I'm gonna hold it up again. If you wanna take a screenshot, here you go. There you go. Thank you, Joan. So he talks about the difference, and he compares, Joe from Jim, and Joe goes to the gym. Joe works out. Joe exercises, and Joe drinks X amount of water a day, and Joe puts work and love into his relationship, and Jim gets fed up with life. And he talks about it in these like teeny tiny little increments that day to day their life doesn't look very different, but over time the impact that it makes is huge. And so I do like this. This is a great one. You can listen to it in your car and then pass it around in your team and let other people listen to it. My next one, and I don't remember where we got it, so somebody will have to tell me. Young Living actually sent us this one. And it is Great Quotes from Great Leaders by Peggy Anderson. And I don't remember why that was. I don't remember, was it the Ninksha order? I don't know, is Sarah on? Do you remember? YL Gear, that's right. Because we ordered magazines, maybe? So I ordered magazines. But just reading quotes alone is so encouraging and so inspiring, especially with some of these people who lived in a completely different world. They lived, in a day with no technology. They lived in a day where even our type of business didn't exist, and yet their thinking was up here. I'm going to hold it up again for a screenshot. Here you go. And I'm going to read you a few of them. Winston Churchill. If you've ever read Winston Churchill, type a W. Winston. Give Winston a W. Come on, let me see it. He's pretty amazing speaker and writer. And one of my favorite quotes in here is, "Courage is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." That's amazing, right? Courage is not gearing up all at once. Courage is having a class where nobody shows up, and rather than be discouraged, you schedule your next class, right? That's courage. The next one I love from Winston Churchill is, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." It wasn't for rank. I missed your name. It was blue, whoever got the blue. It wasn't for rank. It was because we ordered a mass amount of magazines. We got this book from ylgear.com. So yeah, he was pretty cool guy. And then there's this one. So if you're a leader, or you're working to become a leader, or you're even thinking about becoming a leader, then there's this one also from Winston Churchill. The price of greatness is responsibility. And you see that as you work up the ranks, that people expect things from you, and they want things from you, and you need to start modeling that for your teams and for your people from the get-go. You need to model good leadership and a positive attitude from the get-go, because that, I'm not saying it's a heavy burden, because I'm well paid for what I do, but there is more responsibility in certain areas. There's less in other areas, so it's a balancing act there. You don't feel, I never feel gypped or jaded. In fact, every month when I get my paycheck, I think, like, holy crap, what did I do to deserve this? Give me some hearts if you want a paycheck like that, where you say, holy crap, what did I do to deserve this? Okay, my next book is going to be a shock to some of you. Yep, give me some thumbs. Just a moment, I need to take a drink. Yep, we are blessing people with our oily love, and it comes back to us in blessing. And so it continues to be a never-ending cycle, because the more blessings we have, the more we can give to others, and that's a great feeling. Okay, so my next book recommendation for leaders is The life-changing magic of tidying up. The Japanese art of decluttering and organizing. And you may be saying, what? But I have been reading books about home ec, from the time I was a little girl. I was always interested in, the proper way to, cut the chicken and the best way to do your laundry and organizing and cleaning. And this one rocked me because she doesn't just say like, oh, you go and buy this from the Container Store and then all your stuff fits perfectly. She helps you reevaluate your relationship with belongings. And once you do that, you feel so much more free and light and capable because there's a part of your life that's under control. And so many times, I'll give you a screenshot just a moment. So many times we feel crushed or burdened by life and we can't put our finger on what it is, but just rewording your relationship with items and belongings and physical possessions helps so much. And it's also going to help you in that consumerism spirit because yeah, there's always going to be things you want and things you desire, but once you do the work of this KonMari method, you can look at it and go, okay, but do I love it? Does it really spark joy? I only want to be surrounded by things I really love. So I'm going to hold the book up for your screenshot, if you're taking a screenshot. It is on the New York Times bestseller. Is this the girl that has you ask? Yes. So here's the thing. For some people, it may sound weird, like a weird way to think of it, but I actually found it really helpful. And that is when you go through, I mean, there's a lot more to it than this. I mean, obviously it's a book, but the synopsis is that when you go through things, you're not just reorganizing things or cleaning it out and repositioning everything back to where it was. There you go. You are looking at items one by one and you only organize things as a group. So you don't like just clean out a drawer. You do all your pens and all your paper clips and all those things together, because if you have things scattered around the house, then all you're doing is just, cleaning out from under it and putting it back in. And she has you do your closet first. And I had a huge pile of clothes. I mean, massive. I do have a big closet. It's like the size of a New York apartment. So there wasn't like this absolute necessity to get rid of stuff for years and years and years. But I found increasingly over the last year, every time I went into my closet, I was really frustrated. And I couldn't even like pinpoint why. And after I did the whole KonMari method, I walk into my closet and I feel like, oh, okay, these are clothes that suit me. They're professional. I threw away tons of like lounge clothes. I only have a few of those items left because I also do the Fly Lady thing. Have you guys heard of Fly Lady? Now, I'm not like all up in her website. I read it like once, I don't know, 9 years ago. I read some of her stuff. But Fly Lady, is she even a thing still? Do you guys know? Is she still online? Like the cleaning, organizing lady? The one thing I learned about from Fly Lady was to get dressed every morning to the shoes. And I don't always put the shoes on, but I do pick them out and have them ready. Sometimes I put them on. It just depends on, the day. But I do put on makeup every morning, and she's still a thing, thanks. I do get dressed as if someone's going to come to the door, because this helps me to feel more capable. And when you feel capable and ready for the day, even if I just stay home and I'm just working with my kids, we homeschool our children, and I'm just working on, math and spelling, I feel capable. And so that makes me more productive, and it also makes me happier. If I wore my lounge clothes, my yoga pants all day, I'd be really tempted to just sit down and do nothing, check out a bunch of stuff on Pinterest I'll never make, you know, that kind of stuff. So those are my 3 book recommendations. And yep, dress first thing in the morning. It helps you. It really, really does. You know, there's that old saying, dress for the job you want, not the job you have. And so I know some of my other leaders have felt this too, and I have seen a difference in some of them, that as they've grown in Young Living, they just look a little more polished. It doesn't mean that they're spending gobs and gobs of money on stuff. It's just pulling your look together with purpose. That's what it is. It doesn't have to be Nordstrom's. It doesn't have to be, I don't know, name some expensive shoes. But it does have to be pulled together so you feel like a capable professional who can get on the phone and fix a problem and encourage that member who's down. Because if you feel like a slob, you'll act like a slob, right? It's just kind of the way it goes. All right, so thanks for those of you who are left. And if you have any questions, I'll hang out for a few more minutes. Yep, we all feel better when we start out the day on the right foot, or like going to the gym in the day, and it's a different feeling. But if I go to the gym in the morning and I come home and I'm still in my workout clothes, my tennis shoes, I'm really motivated to get stuff done that requires physical action. Because I'm kind of already dressed for the job, and I'm like, okay, I worked out, so now I'm going to switch out that laundry, and I'm going to drag that, you know, whatever in the yard to the other side of the yard because I'm already sweaty and I'm already doing it. So dress for the job you want, not the job you have. And how many of you are going to convention? Clean and workout clothes. How many of you are going to convention? Give me a thumbs up. Give me an emocon. Thumbs up, thumbs up. I didn't ask for me. But I know you're typing. There's a delay. There's a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay. I want you to notice there's different lines at the convention, right? You're going to have your silver, I don't know how they're going to do the lines, but like last year, and they'll do, you know, sectioned up lines again. They'll have like executives and down and silvers and golds and platinums and diamonds and above in lines to get into the main sessions, most likely, because this is what they've done in the past. I want you to notice the difference in the way people dress in those lines. Now, not every diamond and above dresses like she works for Donald Trump, but you will notice there's a much more professional air about the way they dress than the people who are there in the distributor line, and you'll see many of them in jeans and tennis shoes. And so it's not, you know, it's not inherently evil. You can go in jeans and tennis shoes, but you will notice, watch the leaders, yeah, and follow their lead, because building a successful network marketing company is almost like anything else you want to be good at. It's 99% a head game. Right? It's just a head game. You got to get your head in the game, because once you do that, all the details of how you're going to work it out, how you're going to gain these skills, how you're going to teach classes, how you're going to get people, that works out if you get your head in the game. Once you get your head in the game, it'll just be, you'll know, next step. That's your head in the game. Questions? I saw Sky, I don't think Sky, is Sky Morrissey on? Are you on, Sky? I saw her post on Facebook today that she wanted somebody to design a wine glass to keep the flies out. And I swear these Southern California, oh, decluttering, okay. When I did my clothing, I honestly had so much to give away. It covered my front room sofa and 2 leather armchairs piled high. And I do shop. I'll come back to that. But I do shop, but it's different. And so I have a group of friends, and they're close enough to my size that I call them, or they have, you know, teenage daughters who are, you know, growing. And I just called them, invited them over, and they all went through my stuff. But it was literally like 2 wardrobes worth of stuff that I got rid of. The books, because we also KonMari'd our books. KonMari is the method in this book, the life-changing magic of tidying up. The books I got on Facebook and got on the local homeschool group because I figured they would value it the most. Because one of the things she talks about in the book is how when something is not being used, it's dead, right? It's lifeless. So I might look at a book and think, oh, that's really valuable information. But if I don't have plans to read it again, or I don't have plans on my children reading it in the foreseeable future, it's not serving anybody. It's not serving a purpose. And so it's dead. So yeah, so I offered the books to the homeschool group, and then some stuff we took to Goodwill, and some stuff we just offered to people we thought, you know, would enjoy it or need it or whatever. I also KonMari'd all my craft supplies, and so I got rid of those, and I just called people who were crafty. So yeah, don't keep dead items, like even clothes. I had items that, you know, if you paid $300 for it, or if you paid $3 for it, you should never feel guilty about it or keep it just because you paid a lot of money for it, because if it doesn't spark joy, then it's dead to you, and so you need to give that value to somebody else. Make sense? Who's telling me I like, oh, Rachel, you kiss up, whatever. Diffuse motivation. KonMari is a verb. It's totally a verb. When you meet other people who've gone through the process, and I'm almost done, I have like the papers left to do, and there's a few like miscellaneous things, like where we keep our electronics, you know, chargers and batteries and stuff like that. Like that area of my house needs to be KonMari'd. But I did my kids' stuff with them. So it is a little bit harder with kids. I do have to say, in the book, you can definitely tell she does not have a spouse and she does not have children. And so she's only talking about her own belongings. It is a little bit trickier with a family, but you can do it because you just kind of talk through it. And I would highlight passages to read to my kids so it made sense to them about how we need to get rid of stuff. Where did I buy the book? Amazon.com. Amazon Prime. What oil should I diffuse? For cleaning, for me, I like the oil Energy. That's my favorite. Do I do a scope at a regular time each day? No. We do homeschool our 3 children, and we have a different crazy schedule every day. So I try to post on my Facebook and on my Twitter that I'm going to be scoping, but I'm kind of hit and miss. Were there other questions? Who's excited for convention? It's so exciting. If you've never been to convention, I'm going to give you my best tip there. Do not expect to sit with your friends because it can be a madhouse getting into regular sessions. So I would just grab one friend's hand and try to stick with them. If you lose them, oh well, I'll catch you later. Bring an external battery. And the other thing is, and I've told my teams this for years, 2 years now that they've been going to convention with me, you are not there to eat. So don't get all upset about food. You're not there to eat. If you have a restricted diet, Emily. If you have a restricted diet, if you're gluten-free or dairy-free or soy-free or raw or vegan, bring a few snacks, stuff them in your bag, and just be okay, right? Just have a good attitude. Can you pre-register for 16? Normally at the conventions, they allow the people who are in attendance to pre-register for the next year. But every year is different, so I can't make any promises. Wait, who asked that? I'm sorry, I just missed that last question. If you just asked me a question, can you post again? I think the timing is off. No? Okay, well, if that's it, then I encourage you guys to get your life. Is my shirt Stitch Fix? Yes. Oh, that was the shopping thing. I've gone to 3 conventions now. I signed up 3 years ago. I went to my first convention. It was about 2 months, month and a half after I signed up. I was pretty, can you bring nursing babies? Yeah. Babes in arms. Toddlers running around is not okay or good. But yeah. Okay, shopping. Stitch Fix. Okay, I love Stitch Fix. I don't have time to shop. I really, time is money. Time is money. And so if I am not with my family, I want to be pouring into my people. And I don't, that's why I always say, like, when you're using your oils, like, I'm not into making potions and lotions and all that stuff because I'm into getting it done fast. So I open the bottle and use it. And if you're into making stuff, that's cool too, but it's just not my, it's not my jive. But Stitch Fix is pretty awesome. It's $20. You can find a link on my Facebook page. It's $20 for the box, but if you keep anything from the box, that $20 goes towards your purchase. And you fill out a style profile online, and if you have a clothing pin, a board on Pinterest, the stylist looks at it, and they'll get an idea of what you like, and then send you, I think it's 5 items. And if you buy all the items together, it's quite a discount, but even if you only keep one, that $20 goes towards it. And you can even give like a price point of what you're willing to spend, like up to 50, up to, you know, like 50 to 100, 150. So that's pretty cool. And it does save time. You can also schedule it to come once every 2 or 3 weeks, once a month, or once every other month, I think. So yeah, if you need a link, let me know. There is a referral program, so if you have a friend that's doing Stitch Fix, ask them for their link so that they get, I think it's like $20 or $25, and so they would get that referral. So that's always a nice thing to do, right? Especially if you believe in network marketing, you want to, you know, throw the love into people, right? Real people, real homes, real families. So if there's always a way to do that, that's what we want to do. So yeah, thanks, Rachel. I love, and perfect fit every time. Perfect fit every time is pretty great. Yeah. Okay, well, get your KonMari book. Plan on doing it. Check out Darren Hardy. In fact, I forgot, you can sign up for daily Darren texts, and it's like short little snippets. Sometimes it's a video, and I mean really short, like 3 minutes or less. It's pretty cool stuff. Darren Hardy, editor of Success Magazine, and of course, great quotes from great leaders, because we want to be a great leader. Yeah? Thank you guys so much for the hearts. I'll see you later.